Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. We are going to be discussing CKB, but I just wanted to show you this Dogecoin trade I made last night that netted me 1,300 bucks. I dropped a video on Dogecoin yesterday, and I said, watch out, this thing could be retesting about the 45-cent level and 85 cents in the near future. But I noticed this ascending triangle, the lows were getting higher and the highs were staying high. So that was telling me that we have what is kind of like an inversing effect, meaning that the lows will eventually transition to highs based off uh, this current structure. Using Elliott wave theory, I was able to calculate my exit point, which I sold at about 40 cents. And that was because the ask price was about 43 cents. And I knew we were getting up here close to this Fibonacci extension. So I ended up buying in at about 32 cents. So it was a nice 8 cent a coin trade, which at the end of the day netted me $1,300 for 5 hours of work. Now, Dogecoin right now, I'm waiting to see, I'm not in it, but I'm waiting to see what happens with this trend line here, if it breaks or supports off this trend line before I consider getting back in. I'm thinking we may see the handle forming on this cup, and that's kind of exactly what I'm looking for. And if we do see that happen, 420 is tomorrow. You know Elon Musk is going to pump out another tweet. I guarantee it almost. He's just that cool of a guy. And so let's go ahead and discuss CKB for a moment. Now, as you can see, I've kind of gone ahead and drew up some charting on CKB already. CKB is in a squeeze right now. We can see this because of this wedge formation that's happening. And furthermore, we have a Fibonacci time zone coming up. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if we saw CKB retrace a little bit more. And interestingly enough, this Fibonacci time zone comes very close to this intersection of this wedge. So this is telling me one of two things. At this point, if this goes bullish, at this point, we may see an ascending triangle form from here. If it doesn't, we may see CKB come down and double bottom, kind of test this 50 percentile line. I'm hoping that's not what happens, but if it does, and I'm not sure that's an appropriate position to add even more shares, because the 61.8 level is right here. Now, there's always higher risk buying the dip at a 50% level versus the 61.8 level. A lot of people ride and die buying this 50% level, and they do okay. As far as this retracement is concerned, we rose in price so heavily and then rejected very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw this retrace down to the 0.0185 level. Like I said, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. We'll know more once this Fibonacci plays out. I like CKB. I'm not holding it at the moment. I plan to get back in this once I get a clear understanding of what is going to happen with CKB going forward. Right now, I'm just not seeing a whole lot of catalysts that will propel CKB. I know Voyager app added it, Coinbase is looking at adding it. That could be a potential catalyst. we start getting some developers on the network, things like that. Further catalyst down the road to propel the price tag. But right now we're kind of in this fancy boat without gas. And that's exactly, if you want to put it one way, that's a good way to put it. So we still have to wait on CKB, as far as I'm concerned, to see what's going to happen here. Are we just going to wedge and drop off? Are we going to ascending triangle this? Try for this 0.034 level again. This pivot point is not something that I'm going to gamble my money with. I think the market is in euphoria right now. I think people's brains aren't working right when it comes to trading. It's becoming more like gambling for a lot of people. And this thing, as a trader, these emotions are something that you must master. And when you can do that and start trading like a pro, using Fibonacci and Elliott wave theory, you will experience continued success after success. And that's kind of one of my goals to show you, is with this Dogecoin trade, I'm not letting market emotions impact me. I'm trading this based off scientific calculations. Now, CKB, every single trade I make, I try to do it the same way. Sometimes I get in a little too heavy on some of these coins, and I have FOMO just like everybody else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on CKB. Thanks again for watching.